Alright, today is gonna be an exciting day. I am gonna build up my first enduro bike from Cannondale, my new sponsorship that you already know about by now. But actually, at this point of time, I haven't announced my sponsorship with Cannondale. It's been done for a while, but yeah, I'm just super excited. I'll build all these bikes. I've already have the hardtail built up and an e-bike here in the background. You have probably seen a video from that already. Yes, you have. Or maybe not, maybe this one's first. I don't know. I'm stacking up videos now in the little suspense that I have because we are filming a launch video. That's why I have a suspense. But we're gonna build up a Cannondale Habit today. The Habit have been a bike that I've been looking at, like Rat Boy and all those guys. They're doing crazy tricks on enduro bikes, and they got some amazing styles, all of the boys. It's gonna be sick to build one of these up. It's fully carbon, and look at all the details and all the like nice finishes and stuff like that. It's just amazing. You can really tell that this is like a whole new level. It's like a different caliber from since this is a very nice, beautiful and high profile bike, I am going to bring some parts over to Bikester, my go-to bike shop here in Stockholm, and they're gonna help me out. A guy named Pedro at Bikester. He's apparently super good at working bikes. Well, he already did one of my previous bikes, so I know that he's a sick guy for a fact. Went to Shimano Nordics the other day and picked up some like emergency parts. It's been a shit storm to get like parts here in time. That's also why the announcement video was so late, because COVID is screwing it up for us professional riders. So it's really annoying, but Alright, so that was a little b-roll of Pedro, my man, who basically did all the hard things on the bike. He put all the internal hosing in, and he did some bleeding on this one. And he also made one of these, like, what do you call it, like shrink things, whatever, and to like linear the cables and make them really flush. And I mean, on Cannondale, just look how flush everything is. It just lines up so good with all the cables. And yeah, by the way, I got Simon here. He's not saying a single word because he's working on the edit that you already saw like a week ago. Walk you through the whole bike build process. I'm gonna call my dad down to do some cutting for me because I'm not allowed, because obvious reasons. And yeah, basically that's it. We're gonna build this bike up. It's gonna be a beast. I absolutely love it already, how sick it's gonna be with the green frame. And I mean, just the XTR components are looking so good with this color. Like, it's kind of the same color but different colors. That worked better in my head than it did on camera. You get what I mean, maybe, or maybe not. Probably not. I don't know. What am I talking? I'm just okay, we're gonna jump straight into power tooling before even doing anything else after Pedro. For rubber in the back, we're gonna go with the Trail King 2.4 with the protection wall Apex. And we're actually gonna switch it up a little bit in the front from what I'm usually running, because this bike is literally going out in the snow in a ski hill, the first thing that it will ever do. Ah! So wheel is rigged with a tire. We are gonna mount a rear shock now when we don't have any leverage on the back wheel, and for that we do have Fox Float DP X2. Alright, starting to flush in pretty good. It looks very murdered out, so it's gonna be quite nice when it's all finished with all the black and silver parts for this. The only thing is that gonna stick out on this bike is gonna be this thing. I'm obviously gonna ride a Marzocchi fork, and this is gonna be a red one, but I think it's gonna be a cool little crossover from just being black and green. That would be a bit of a normal bike, so this will look cool, I think. Alright, we're back on day 2 with building the enduro bike. We kind of just got out of it yesterday and stopped, but today we are gonna fit the fork on, and we're gonna keep on building this whole thing. We ran into some problems with my bottom bracket yesterday though, so we are gonna bring the bike back to Pedro actually, so he's gonna work his magic, because he's really good at bike mechanic stuff, and he probably have some parts at Bikester. So we're just gonna fit the fork and kind of make it into a whole bike, and then we're gonna bring it to Pedro. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna mount my my front cable into the fork. I'm doing it in a bit of a weird way, but back wheel is in place though. I don't think it was that yesterday. With the Shimano, the brakes, the cassette, the gears, the tires from Continental, and on this bike I'm gonna run the Diablo XL wheels from Novatec. Super like hard rims, and a very they can take a lot of beating, and I need that in my riding, because yeah, we're obviously gonna run the Bomber Z1 from Marzocchi, and for the stem it's gonna be a Untitled one, obviously. It's starting to look like something. It's gonna be one hell of a bike. I think it's gonna be such a playful like bike park bike, and I've decided to not put on a dropper post, just so I can have it a bit more playful and a bit lighter, and then later in the year I'm probably gonna build up a full enduro bike just for pedaling and stuff like that. This is the bike for now. What we're gonna do now, as I told you about this little thing they're gonna make my bike bar spinnable. A lot of people are using one of these like very like big star nuts. Last year I came up with the idea to just drill a hole in the side of my star nut. So by that we're gonna be able to put the cable down there, and then just basically line up just like that, and line that one up with the star nut, and that's gonna make the full bike just bar spinnable. That is a cool tip for you guys, that people that don't want to like order new parts to make your bike bar spinnable. You can just literally drill a hole all the way through without compromising the star nut that much, I'd say. Maybe a little bit. Don't trust me too much about bike stuff, but it works for me. So, and I feel like I ride pretty hard on these bikes. So. Hole is in place, and a cable can definitely go through there, so that's perfect. Now we are gonna cut the bar, and that is gonna use this saw again. Yeah. And we're cutting it 760 to make it a bit wider than my last one. See that perfect cut? That's nothing you can do for hand, that's what you need the power tools for. Not sure if that's the proper power tool to use, but definitely a lot better than my grinder skills. Or, you know what I mean, the power tool, not, yeah. Front wheel, I'm gonna put on a Derbaron tire from Continental instead of a Trail King as I have in the back, because I'm gonna ride on snow, so I need it to be a bit wider and a bit more surface on. And it's a bit more heavy, I know that, but that's why I'm gonna go for a normal Diablo instead of XL. This one it's a bit more of a cross-country wheel, so it's probably gonna be a bit less impact friendly, but I'm gonna have to be a bit more careful. At least these XL ones are a bit more freeride-ish, so but it's gonna be lighter, so that's gonna be nice, good for bar spins and stuff. I put on the grips and mounted all of these things, and now it's still bar spinnable. We do need to put on a fresh carbon seat post from Tidal. Look at this thing, like it's fully carbon, the whole thing, even like the plates and stuff, not the screws obviously. Some mounting paste. So this is a bit of a question for you guys. I will kind of want to run the slope seat on this one, but I'm not sure, because this is going to be a bike park bike, you know. Leave a comment down below what you want to have on it. What would you put on it if this was your bike? Personally, if you look at the bike now, this is like a very good looking bike. The only thing we need to figure out
or Pedro needs to figure out is how to get the crankset on, because I ordered the wrong thing, and hopefully he has something in mind. The deadline is tomorrow, so the stress is really starting to pick up, because if I don't get this bike working, you guys will have to wait a bit longer for the release. You need the fiber grip thing, because otherwise it's just gonna slide around in the frame. So you just put it on like that. I usually take a bit too much of it, so it's a bit of an overflow. Rather that than the other way around, I'd say. And then basically what I'm doing is just spreading it out like that. It's gonna get a nice grip, and then it's obviously gonna be a bit of an overflow here now. It's the first time like seeing it as a bike, and this looks absolutely insane. Obviously we need to tilt the seat up a little bit, but this one feels, it looks like a slope bike almost. I'm gonna grab this box of Shimano things, head to Bikester, and pray to God.
A couple weeks later, we are back in the garage, and this is the final outcome of the video after you saw that little B-roll montage at Pedro. He finished off the bike, and you saw the total weight there, and it's absolutely beautiful. I need to say that. I've tried this bike out a couple times now, and I can't believe it. It's literally the sickest like slope enduro I've ever built in my whole life, because that's usually how I build my enduro bikes. People are gonna say like, you're only saying that because it's your new sponsor and they pay you to say that, but I keep saying this all the time as well. I would never ever put myself in a situation where I ride something I don't want to ride or I would love to ride, and this has been one of those bikes since a very long time. Yeah, I'm just super excited about it. It's such a sick bike, and definitely is gonna be a sick season riding this thing, and I'm just super happy about everything with Cannondale. Like, the response from you guys have been great, and yeah, just super excited to get on with it. I've stacked up so many freaking videos now as well, so like, it's just confusing for me when I'm editing everything, because everything is just... This is my 2021 bike park habit built up, size medium, green, with all the Marzocchi and Continental, Novatec, Shimano parts, Untitled, stuff like that. Leave a comment down below what kind of videos you want to see on it. Do you want to see me rip some bike parks? Do you want to see me ride some slope jumps, some street riding, urban freeride, whatever you want to call it? I'll do it, because I'm just super excited about filming shit, and yeah, just been in good routines lately, like a lot of training going on, but I still got energy to film and ride other shit, so I'm just happy about spring coming around the corner as well. So yeah, subscribe, like, and you're in for a treat in 2021 if you're a part of the channel. A lot of big things are coming, and there's that. I'm just gonna save it. Bye. Oh,